Number 6, there are many different paths that lead to the same path of success. Someone asked Master Gracie, well, should you train with kettlebells? Should you train with free weights? Should you ride a bike? Should you do lunges? Should you roll or push a tire? And he explained rather calmly, whatever works for you. If lifting weights works for you, it makes you a better fighter, do it. If pushing a tire makes you a better fighter, do it. If doing kettlebells makes you a better fighter, do it. Whatever works for you, do it. But only do stuff that's going to make you a better fighter. You know, I'm 62 years old, and I've been around a long time, and I've been fit for 62 years. And all during that time, I've watched the most insane products come in, from everything from kettlebells to tire pushing to axe swinging to bicycling to cycling to judging to lodging to judging to yoga, to Jane Fonda, to jazzercise, one gimmick after the other. Sooner or later, somebody's going to find out something new, and you're going to be that's going to be the next craze. Zumba dancing now seems to be it. Last month it was hip hop dancing, and before that it was Taibo. You know, there's nothing new. Kettlebells are 100 years old. You know, chopping trees and rolling tires is 1,000 years old. They used to push rocks instead of tires, and they used to chop trees in ancient Egypt. Sooner or later, someone's going to find out what the ancient gladiators actually did to stay in great shape, and going to come up with some gimmick and machine that does work out like a gladiator and sell 10,000 of those. It doesn't matter. What matters is if you work hard, if you lift weights, if you stretch, if you train hard, you'll get better. If you do things that will work your muscles, that make you become more flexible, that gives you more power, give you more speed, giving you endurance, whether it's cycling, running, lifting weights, kettlebell, jumping, hopping, flipping, it'll work if you do it. You don't need to go out and spend $5,000 on some new crazy machine. Let me give you the perfect example. You know, no one works out harder and longer and more diligently than professional bodybuilders. And they all want to be Mr. Olympia. And hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of products every day, every hour are sold to want to be Mr. Olympia. Well, there is a Mr. Olympia right here in Dallas, Texas, and Arlington, Ronnie Coleman. 8 times Mr. Olympia. 5'11", 360 pounds of solid muscle. And he works out in a gym that has a concrete dirt floor with weights and stuff that are 50 to 100 years old, doesn't even have an air conditioner. Doesn't have any fancy machines, doesn't have anything fancy at all. It's just a sweat box. And yet he was able to, in that particular place, in that little gym, in the Metroplex gym, you can go see it here in Arlington, learn to bench press 600 pounds, squat 800 pounds, do a hack squat with 2,500 pounds, curl 150 pounds in each hand, and do incline presses with 200 pounds in each hand. You know, I don't think he tried out the new Taibo machine or the new Pilates machine. And yet he won Mr. Olympia 8 times. Here's the point. It works if you do it. If you train hard, if you work diligently, if you push yourself, you will get results. You don't need to be someone who's chasing one fad after the other, going one gimmick after the other. Stick with what works. I've been doing the same exercises for 30 to 40 years. I use less weight sometimes, more weight sometimes, but basically the same exercises. And it pisses people off so much when they ask me, what's the secret to having a six-pack, abs at 62 years old, and I tell them doing lots of sit-up and watching what you eat, and they go, oh, that ain't it! Why, I saw on TV it was Zumba dancing. This fat girl lost all her weight. I'm sorry. For 62 years I've had a six-pack, and I get it from exercising, watching my diet, doing a lot of sit-ups. Now, if you want to believe that hip-hop dancing and Zumba dancing works, that's great. Go ahead and do it. Buy it. Spend your money. It doesn't matter. If you'll do it, it'll probably work for you. But you know what? Right after that, Zumba, it'll become Boomba dancing. There are a lot of paths that lead to the same road of success. Don't get caught up in the newest fad and newest gimmick. So here's number 4 through number 6 of things I learned from Royce Gracie. This is Grandmaster Gambardella. I'll see you next time with some more great tips.